Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, people, make sure that you lot are smashing up the likes. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. Road to 10K, like I keep saying. Another one-on-one with Goonie. I know we said we're going to try to keep these quite consistent, so we've got another one today, people. But we've got a lot to tap into, man. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, Chelsea fan base, bro, it's civil war. You know what I mean? It's civil war. I even woke up today. My hay fever even been playing up today a little bit, bro. You know what I mean? But there's so many different things that are wrong with this club right now, bro. Yeah. And yesterday, I spazzed out in my fan cam about the mentality of these players. Goody, I don't think you watched the game yesterday, did you?
Nah, I couldn't. I had an emergency repair that I had to take care of at work that took a couple hours, so I couldn't watch the game.
Bro, put it this way, yeah. This game was basically, man, you know, bro, you've watched football long enough. You know when guys just think, yeah, we're through, we're not even going to try, yeah? That's literally what I was watching yesterday, bro. It was pathetic, yeah? I even saw Jackson on his phone on the bench, Goonie, bro. You know what I mean? And that's someone that we're going to talk about today because I know from day one you've always crashed it on this guy. And I would defend him and say, bro, I know his finishing's bad, but his all-round game's good. But this season, bro, his finishing's got even worse than last season, bro. Yeah? This season, it is absolutely pathetic. And that's something that we've got to talk about because right now, I'm seeing a lot of people running straight to Maresca. Yeah? I'm seeing a lot of people running straight to him because they've made up their mind on him. They don't want to hold any accountability on these players. They'll see Palmer miss like he did yesterday. They'll see Jackson miss and they close their eyes. But end of the game, they run straight to the manager, bro. You know what I mean? How are you feeling right now, Goonie, first of all, about this whole Maresca situation, bro? Like, do you want this guy gone as well? Or, you know, do you want to give it a bit more?
It's a hierarchy that I have, and Maresca's at the bottom of the pile. I think Maresca is very much he's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the problems, but nonetheless, I do feel that from a footballing perspective, he is a problem because if we take away all the other politics around it and we just focus on strictly his decisions that he's made through the season, you know, tactics, personnel changes, substitutions, and so on and so forth, you know, there's been more than a handful of cases where he's shown naivety in terms of those decisions, and I don't think anybody can argue that. And that, quite frankly, is not good enough for the top level. I mean, one recent example is you didn't play Reece James over the weekend for the Prem, but you played him 90 minutes yesterday for the Conference League game, which we ended up losing. That to me is just foolishness. Those are decisions that cannot continue to be made, right, from a footballing perspective. But I would rather focus my attention elsewhere because although we're stepping out a bit, I'm kind of diverting from the question a little bit here now. It's like the bigger picture for me is that if he goes, I can't trust the current sporting directors to pick the next target. So that's why I'm saying Maresca for me is a pawn in this when it comes to the level of problems.
Yeah, no, I hear it, bro. I hear it. And listen, this is something that I've criticized them about in terms of, you know, a lot of the tactics, bro. Like over Christmas, because people just keep running about this fake narrative. You know, there's a lot of liars on this YouTube thing, bro. Yeah, a lot of guys that just hear things, hear a lot of rumors instead of going to watch my content, right? I have been chefing this guy from December onwards because once the first thing where I started criticizing him, Goonie, was when he was talking about, oh, we're not in the race, we're not going to win it, we're so far from it. And this was a team that was in form, right? Did I think we was going to win the league? Did I think we was good enough to win the league? No, I didn't. But when I'm looking at the quality of the league and the teams around us, bro, I'm seeing Liverpool the best of a bad bunch. I'm seeing Arsenal having problems, bro. I'm seeing Man City. We could have been far from them at the start of the season, bro, right? I'm seeing Tottenham having mad problems again. I'm seeing United, their problems from last season are now actually showing properly, bro, that they're actually a mid-table team as it is. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at the quality in the league. I'm like, bro, why are these lot scared? Why do you keep talking down on these guys and they're on good form? Then all of a sudden, I'm seeing Jackson missing. I'm seeing this guy consistently failing to drop him and not playing Mark Gill, right? Me and you like to go back and forth about this because you like to go into the, oh, but this is the standard. Why is he even here? Bro, I hear all of that. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be signing this guy as a second choice. He'll be my third choice in my team. I would have a gunman striker first. You've got a Jackson and then you've got a Gill, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I would do, right? But as it is right now, he is the only natural striker we've got. Play him. He kept playing Jackson. He kept playing Jackson. He never wanted to take Palmer off the pitch. All these things I criticized him about, bro. You know what I mean? But in terms of this whole situation with Reece, as much as if it was up to me again, I'll play Sakyi. I'll play this new guy we signed, Amugu and whatnot. The problem, like you've said, it goes back to the sporting directors. I spoke about this in my fan cam yesterday. It was their choice to loan out both Santos and Leslie, right? it was their choice to gamble on Lavia staying fit the whole season. So now we've got no backup for Caicedo. We've got no backup for Enzo, right? Because he decided to loan out two of those players. We bring this new guy in. Man's basically here for training, bruv. Man don't play. You know what I mean? This Amugu kid don't play. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at the bench and that, Reece is basically playing there right now as a temporary solution. I honestly don't think, Uni, if we had Lavia fit, Reece would be playing there, right? And that's where my anger is mainly on the sporting directors. Because going back to the summer, it made no sense to loan out both Santos and Leslie, bro. You know what I mean? And we couldn't bring Santos back in January, bro. How are you going to take man away from Strasbourg when he's been their most important player halfway through the season?
Yeah.
And then Southampton, obviously, he wasn't playing at the beginning, but they sat their manager. And the new guy they brought in was actually playing him, right? So that's the sporting directors. That's why for me, I'm like, I get Maresca could be playing someone else in midfield. I hear all of that, but we wouldn't have that problem if it wasn't for the sporting directors, bro. You get it?
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to as well. Because when you look at managers as well, right, you've also got to look at the tools that they're given, and the build of this squad has been horrible. It's been horrific. I don't care who you give this to. We're hearing the news that Ancelotti is, leaving after the Copa del Rey final. We're seeing certain Chelsea fans saying, bring Ancelotti, like he's going to solve the problems. No, you're still going to have to deal with this squad.
Exactly, bro. He's still going to have guys missing chances. He's still going to have no cover for fucking Caicedo and Enzo right now, bro. We're going to carry on, man.
So this is what I'm saying. And I have to emphasize, for me, sorting these sporting directors out. It's more important than any player that we can bring in, regardless of how important and desperate we need that position. For me, the priority needs to be to get these guys out, because your sporting director that you bring in could shape the club for the next 10, 20 years. And I don't know about you, Don. I don't trust these two to do that, because in the short term, they've done a horrible job. Now, there is an opportunity, so they say, for redemption this summer. Apparently, Campos will only be down, I think it will be 1 year left of his contract at PSG. And from what I hear, please correct me if I'm wrong, he's not going to sign another contract at PSG. Chelsea have no excuse to not go for him. Why? Because he's been allowed to build a project at PSG within a scope of their philosophy, which is they wanted to rebuild and build young as well. Although they understand that certain elements of experience must stay in the squad, and that's down to Campos. Do you know what I mean? So the model that Clear Lake are looking for in terms of building a young, exciting team and buying the elite young talents like they promised when they bought the club can be done if you hire somebody like Campos and you allow him to implement the philosophy that he seems fit. You know what I'm saying? With that kind of criteria. Now, here's another thing. If you bring in Campos, whether we play Champions League football or not, I still think it will make it easier to convince top level managers to come and manage the club, because
Facts.
Campos has been there and done it before. Campos is somebody that has been successful working with managers as well. So if a manager knows that he's going to get the correct caliber of players from his sporting director, and that sporting director is capable of building a team that can compete and that can win, and not only that, that can stay together for many years to come potentially if they're young, they're going to look at the project and say, well, hang on a second, now this is where things can get enticing. I might be interested in this. Do you know what I mean? So this is the biggest chess piece on the board as of now, outside of the ownership. Because look, as much as I want the ownership out of the club, chances are it's not going to happen, bruv. Do you know what I mean? There's a very small sub 1% chance that's going to happen. So the pressure needs to be pushed on. If you ain't going to sell the club, at least throw out your philosophy and get those two incompetent pricks out of the club while you're at it, and bring in a proven winner that can still meet you halfway in terms of investing in young and exciting players. But we can win. You're giving the fans what we want, and you're giving yourselves what you want. It's a win-win situation. It's not that difficult.
The thing is, though, for you, Goonie, yeah, do you think that it's a problem of look, going into the summer, right? Do you believe that they're going to be going for, you know, the gaps that we need filled right now? Because let's be real, let's be fair about it right now, right? Let's not act as if we haven't seen these guys try and land the big names that people want to talk about all the time, like Osimhen's and even Olise, for
Yeah,
example,
but
right?
here's
And
my
that's
here's
the
my
major
thing.
thing for me.
Here's
Go,
my
go, go,
thing.
go, go.
It's oh, you know, for if you miss one or two of your top targets, it's
Mm,
okay. Then I can say, all right, at least they tried. However,
mm,
when you're continually missing, you know, needle moving targets, like the ones you have publicly expressed interest for, it's
mm,
not a good look. And you're losing it down to silly things like negotiations, changing things at the last minute, or offering disrespectful wages, or whatever it is. You
mm,
know what I
mm,
mean? You're dilly dallying around. Chelsea, they need, it will never happen. But when Roman first bought the club, there was
mm,
a ruthlessness in the transfers. He was no
mm,
nonsense. Yeah. Whatever you're asking for, put it on the table. If it is reasonable, then I'll give it to you. But
mm,
if you're a special player, I'm going to give you over the odds and you're going to come and play for this club and we're going to win. It's that simple. We need
mm,
to go back to that. But these directors, these sporting directors don't do that. And on top of that, it gets even more embarrassing because look at what happened with the Enzo Fernandez situation. They were
mm.
responsible to close that deal. And what ended up happening? Egbali had to
Barley,
get on the plane and help to close the deal. Similar
fact.
situation with Caicedo. Similar situation with several other players. That's
Mm-hmm.
incompetence at its highest degree. So you
100%,
can't
bro.
close negotiations,
Mm-hmm.
right? You so because you can't do that, you've ended up making us overpay for a player that we could have got, you know, 20, 30 million cheaper. Well, not well, I don't know if that's an exaggeration. Maybe 20, 10 million cheaper. Regardless, it's the principle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These are things that
100%,
you cannot continue to do, bro. Do you know what I
100%, bro.
mean?
100%.
And
And
it
again,
makes us, and then,
mm,
and sorry, one more
go,
thing.
go, 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 go,
And then
go.
one thing that we've always had pride in, right,
Mm,
with Abramovich, is our image in the transfer market.
mm,
We are known for, regardless of how good the talent is, if
mm.
Chelsea are going in for him, there's a very strong chance that players go in there.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Because they don't F around in terms of offering up the money and they don't F around in the negotiations table and offering the player exactly what they want. And on
Mm,
top of that, there is always the ambition to win every single season. And players
mm,
coming in knew that if a manager didn't cut it after even one season, they were gone and they were going to bring in the next elite manager and we were going to do it until it works. If they
mm,
didn't play to that standard, they were gone. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? It was
mm,
all about winning.
And I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying, and I agree with it 110%, bro. Because I was saying the same thing about the whole Caicedo thing. Because I was on the terrace, and for me, I didn't think that we would pay more than, like, I think I was saying 85 million at the time or whatever, right? And I thought it would be done quite quickly. Because I remember at the time, I think it was negotiating with them with Sanchez. Obviously, we're going back and forth and that. Like, of course, if you're negotiating about one player, you're gonna be speaking about others in that same sort of deal, innit? Like, listen, sweeten us up, innit? You know what I mean? If you go to someone right now to go buy, I don't know, a pair of trainers, and they've got something else there for you, bro, they might give you a little deal. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what? You're buying these ones, I'll give you a little deal on the next thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I did say at the time, bro, it's not good that Iqbali had to step in, right? Man had to come from America, put everything down, and that probably put his kids to sleep and that first and say, yo, I'm going to London quickly, I'll be back to go sort that out, bro. Right? So really, really and truly, what are these guys doing in the boardroom? You know, why are they going back and forth? Why are they dragging things out? Why are we signing Caicedo after the fucking season started? Now we don't use him against Liverpool. We're having to play, man. He's missing pre-season, bro. You know what I mean? And that's why this summer it's very important, Goonie, that number one, we get deals done for like quite quickly, right? They're spoken
Yeah.
about this from the club. This came out from the club a few
Yeah.
weeks ago at the Athletic. They said that this summer they're looking to get things done before the Club World Cup, right? I'm hearing rumors about Hoyson potentially being done the week between the June 1st and June 10th. Chelsea apparently are going to be mad busy during that period, right? I'll take that with a pinch of salt, but this is what the club is saying. So I'm going to hold them accountable, right? If that doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then on top of that, bro, this is the summer to change the narrative of last summer. We lost out on Olise because of no Champions League and they offered him more money. Osman didn't want to come because of the money that we offered him, right? So this summer, you go above and beyond to make sure that we're not having these conversations again. Oh, we tried to get this guy. We couldn't land him, bro. Yeah. Oh, shit, we didn't get Champions League football, bro. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to take fucking accountability. Everyone's to blame for this. The players, Maresca, right? The ownership, the sporting directors. All of these man this summer, bro. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it is a very, very important summer. Very, very important summer for us, Goonie.
Yeah, and I wanna re-emphasize to maybe some people that are coming in late in the chat, that in in a utopian world, in my world, where if I had the choice, the ownership would be gone. But when you sit down and think realistically, you got to look at the chances of that happening as of now. And it's like I said earlier, it's basically sub 1% chance of that happening.
Mm.
So what can we do? Can we focus on something that we can potentially do, something that we got more chance of changing? And what's that? It's the SDs. But I get it. At the same time, Blue Co need to also be the ones to be flexible. If they bring in somebody like a Campos, they also have to say, you know what? We're gonna give you more flexibility than we've given the previous sporting directors,
Mm.
purely because of your reputation and you've already been there and done it. That would have to be a stipulation. And I think, Campos would only take that job on his if that was the case. I
I
mean,
don't really
even
see
just
it though, man. There's two of these fuckers. That's the only problem, Goonie, bro. It feels like there's gonna be too many man in the.
well,
They need someone
but this
overlooking it.
this is the thing. But this is the thing
Mm.
is we had three already, and one of them ended up leaving because they kept vetoing his decisions. The
Yeah,
guy that
yeah.
came from Germany, you know what I'm saying?
Vivel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying if Campos comes in, those two have to go. There's no two ways about it. They can't stay at the club.
Mm.
Campos should be the one that's controlling the ship. But again, Campos can only work to his full capacity if the ownership agree to his demands too, to an extent. They've got to meet each other in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
100%, bro.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so so that's key. But going back to what you were saying about this summer,
Mm.
is for that to happen, we also have to understand that we need a lot of players to leave too.
Mm.
We can't just focus on bringing in players. Selling players, actually, when you really think about it objectively, is at this point is more important. And we
Mm.
can do that because there are players that we can sell and that we can now, I believe, still make a profit on. I've
Who would
been
you
saying
sell?
for
Let's do the
I've,
players.
I've been saying for many seasons, the ones that you can't sell everybody at the same time, but with the ones that immediately come to my head, right? Nicholas
Mhm.
Jackson, we signed him for how much? 32 million or something?
I was waiting for that.
No, no, no. I'm just being honest. No, no. Wait, forget
Go,
about
go,
the
go,
football.
go.
Let's look at the logistics of it. How much did we
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
him for?
I think it was like 35 million.
Are you
Oh,
telling me that we can't get at least 42 million for Nicholas Jackson?
bro, you're getting more than that. You're getting more than that,
Exactly. So that's my point, right?
bro.
And
Mhm.
I'm saying these targets. Number one, because I believe Jackson should go. But number two, what will benefit us in terms of being able to spend more in the transfer market. So we sell him, we make profit on the player.
Mm.
Noni as well, in my opinion. How much did we sell him? We bought him for like 30 million.
I wouldn't sell Noni, but go on,
But
carry
no,
on.
but I'm just saying, because if you
Yeah.
if you're asking me what I do, I'm just giving you the players I would. I'm not saying
Okay.
what you would do, but I'm just saying this is what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would do.
yeah.
So
Noni, I
Noni,
think we paid like, I think it was like 30, I can't remember, but 30 million. Yeah, 30 million.
30 million. Right. You telling me we can't get 40, potentially 45 million for him now? We can.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
This is so I'm targeting players where I'm looking at the price that we've bought them for,
Mm.
who I feel should leave the club either now or at some point, where we can get profit and now improve them with better players. So,
Mm.
for example, let's say Gyökeres is available for how much? I don't know. I'm hearing 60 million, 70, 80 million. I don't know what it is. I'm hearing different numbers. So I don't
Mm.
know. But whatever we sell Jackson for, in a business sense, will offset on whatever we've got to pay for Gyökeres. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Mm.
So now you've got improvement. You've got Jackson that's left for a decent fee. Now you've already done that. You're bringing in Gyökeres, who's a proven goal scorer,
Mm.
something that we desperately need. Someone that can
Mm.
spearhead our attack, and for everybody to say with chest, yeah, this guy could do a job. Or even
Mm.
Osimhen. You know what I'm saying? One
Mm.
of those two guys.
Mm.
Isak would be the dream for me, but that's not gonna happen.
Mm. 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 The thing is, the problem that you've got with Jackson right now, bro, for Muguni, yeah, I think right now, again, the problem that you've got right now is again down to the sporting directors, bro. You know, this
Yeah,
this guy should not be. He should not be in a position. He should not be in a position where he's starting week in, week out for Chelsea and leading our line as if he's fucking Isak, bro, or Gyökeres, right? He should be someone that comes in against lower opposition, you know, cup competitions. He comes on to see out games at times. He comes on when you need something a little bit different up there. You know, sometimes even put him on left wing, bro, to try cook a little something on that side, bro, right? But the problem you've got right now is this guy is learning it on the job, bro. Yeah? I keep telling you, Gooney, this guy came to England, came to fucking Europe in 2019, big man. Yeah? He did not play academy football like these kids. Like Mark Gill and that, yeah, development in Barcelona.
I said this when we signed him, bro. I said that the first thing I said when I done the review on my channel when we signed Nicholas Jackson, I said, I'm not gonna lie, people. To me, this looks like an inside forward or like a second striker at best. He does not strike me as a natural number 9, and that was a red flag for me. I said this. This is why I knew this is people think I genuinely hate the player. It's nothing personal. I just know ever since you've walked through the door that you are not good enough for Chelsea and you're not gonna cut the mustard purely because I understand what is required of a number 9. There are certain intangibles that you cannot teach to be a successful number 9. One of them is instinct. Another one is the ability to sniff danger and understand movement. You were saying the other day, which is 1000% facts, Cucurella's got better movement in the box than Jackson. That's criminal. Do you know what I'm saying? Jackson has been
now you see now you see why I wanted Gil to play, bro. There's no way that you can watch both of them. Yeah, you've seen enough of Gil right now to know he's got better movement.
I don't rate Gil, and I don't necessarily want to see him there long term. But when you look at that role and what's required of it, Gil is better. He's clear because he understands what needs to be done as a striker in terms of movements. Obviously, there are things that I've got a lot of questions about with Gil. I'm not his biggest fan, like I said. But if we're having a conversation of understanding the role of a number 9, Gil understands it more than Jackson. And that's not Jackson's fault because naturally Jackson is one of those two roles that I explained to you. Because when you look at Villarreal, more time he was coming off the wing. It was more of an inside forward. Or he was helping the striker as a second striker. You know what I mean?
100%, bro. I sent you the fucking video of Jackson's 20 shots, bro. His last 20 shots, bro. You know?
Yeah.
It's honestly embarrassing, bro. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, bro, I've got friends right now that did not make it at this level, that are playing academy football, right? That are better finishers than this guy, bro. Yeah? I can go get my boy right now that's playing non-league football right now. Don't live far from me, bro. Yeah? I'll tell him, bro, go put your fucking kit on. You're going to go play for Chelsea today. And I promise you, guys will be begging for us to sign him after because the chances we create in this team, man's putting them away, bro. Yeah?
100%.
He's putting them away. And this is not a professional footballer. This is just someone that came through the academies and actually got the development, right? And that goes back to what I was saying about Gil, bro. Gil played for Barcelona. This guy actually had the development as a youth, bro. He was playing with Yamal. I'm watching man's games and I'm seeing him playing with Yamal, bro, and towering over people at like 14, 15. Yeah. Do I want this guy to be the long-term striker? No, I want him to learn from someone better. But is he a better striker than Jackson? 110%. That's not even a debate for me, bro. 110%. Right? Cucurella is a left back and is our highest goal scorer this season. This guy scored, I think he scored 6 goals this season, bro. Right? Only Leicester have a worse conversion than Chelsea in 2025. And a lot of these chances...
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
It's
unacceptable. Bro, this is what I'm saying. I don't know if we see similar to this, but the ideal move for me in terms of the striker position would be this: get Jackson out, getting Nkunku out, bringing either Gyökeres or Osimhen, and bringing either a Sesko or Delap. We need 2 strikers.
We do need 2 strikers. But the thing is, do you think that Delap, because Delap looks like it's going to be done, do you think that Delap's going to be, happy to come in, bro, with another striker that's going to be starting ahead of him, basically?
Well, I think he needs to understand the jump that he's making. You're going from Ipswich to Chelsea Football Club. And if we are actually who we say we are and we do want to win, you got to understand that there will be quality players around. And being at top clubs isn't necessarily about demanding playing week in, week out. It's about proving that you should hold down that position. So the rest is up to you.
Yeah, and but the thing is, he's got so many options, Oguni. Like, this guy could even go to Villa. You know what I'm saying? Watkins right now, you see man getting dropped for Rashford. Rashford played very well the other day. He could potentially go there. He could go Newcastle if Newcastle sell Isak. which is looking unlikely if they get Champions League, especially, right? He could go to fucking Liverpool, bro. He could even go to Arsenal if they really wanted to put their name in their hat. He could go to Man United. There's so many teams where he could go and he would start. So why pick Chelsea?
Then
You
if
ain't gonna
that's the
start here, blood.
case, and then if that's the case, then good luck elsewhere. Because for me, it would be crazy to allow Delap to lead the line for Chelsea Football Club right now. As much as I think he's got the potential to be a very, very good striker, let's not get it twisted. I just think the timing right now would be the wrong thing to do. Go and get
What is it
Jokeris.
that concerns you, bro? Because when you talk about finishing, the chances he gets, I think he'll finish a lot more than Jackson. But
No, because
is it
I
mainly
think
the intangibles? Is it mainly the intangibles that you're concerned about?
yes, there's still a lot of room for development for him, and I don't think it would hurt for him to learn from somebody who's been there and done it in terms of playing at the highest level, at the bare minimum, and showing that they can score in multiple different competitions.
Mm, mm,
You know, because when you look at Jokeres and the range of finishing that this guy has, right, and you compare it to Delap hasn't proved himself to that level yet. And on top of that, is having somebody like that relieves pressure on each other. You know what I mean? If Delap goes through a bad run of form, Jokeres is Jokeres. You know what I mean? He will score goals. The Jokeres is not scoring goals for a little run. Then you can
mm,
sit him down and bring in Delap to prove
mm,
himself.
mm,
They've
mm,
at the highest level, I strongly believe this, right?
mm,
Whatever club you go to that wants to win, it's about understanding. Unless you are clearly the elite player in that position, right? Your job is to fight every week for your position. There
mm,
should never be no gimme guarantees, and based on your name and reputation, you need to show it every single week at a club.
mm,
There can be
mm.
no bias. There should
100%,
be
bro.
competition for everybody at the highest level.
See, the thing is for me, Goonie, right? What like sort of worries me about Delap? It's not so much his finishing, it's not so much his quality, because I know this guy's quality, bro. Like in the summer, I put a tweet up here of players to watch out for that people don't really know about like that, innit? You know, I do my local, and I know these
Hmm.
players, these low key players, not much people know about, right? So Delap was actually one of the players I put on that list because I know about my man, because first of all, his dad's Rory Delap, and that's a fucking player man used to watch growing up, bro, chucking the ball.
It's Prem heritage right there, you know.
That's Premier League heritage, bro. Stoke
Hmm.
City, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. So man knows about Rory Delap, but obviously man knew about this guy from Man City, bro. He played with Palmer and these guys. I was seeing a lot of clips and that guy around on Twitter at the time. Obviously, he went to Hull City on loan. So I've been knowing that Delap is a good striker. You know, when you look at his shot, that's a natural finish. You know, he shoots like Duran. He shoots like Sesko. He can just hit the ball clean. You know what I mean? But what worries me about this guy, bro, is how toxic this fan base is. Yeah. And how
That
they've
worries
already
me
got it
about
in.
every player. Facts. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So he'll literally come here, game week 2, game week 3, he doesn't hit it off. It'll be get this guy out. And straight away, let's say Gokeres goes to Arsenal and Gokeres is killing it on Arsenal. Now it's going to be a conversation of, oh, these guys couldn't get that one sorted out. We've got Delap. We've got the leftovers. You know what I mean? We've got a guy from Ipswich, right? And that's what I don't want happening, because I just want to get these guys. I'll be real. I want to get these guys that these guys want to get. So let's see what you're really going to complain after that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you're really going to complain about after that, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because the chances that we create, I'm sorry, Delap is going to be eaten. There's so many games this season. If you have a Delap, we're at least 10 points better off. At least 10, 14 points better off. And that's not even me exaggerating. We've missed the most big chances in the league. Yeah. The most big chances in the league, and our conversion right now is relegation level. That's how bad it's been, Goonie. That's actually how bad it's been, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You're not
Yeah.
lying. You're not lying. And I've seen this coming for several seasons now. I was saying this when it was a very unpopular opinion that this squad and this player personnel, there's only 5 players right now at Chelsea Football Club that I can say with chest can contribute to us winning or competing on all fronts with an upgraded squad. There's only 5 that I would keep in a
Mm.
rebuild, is what I'm
Name,
saying.
name them.
Reece James, if he can stay fit, right? So far, he's staying fit. I'm giving him one more chance. So Reece James. Um Lavia's on the same principle in terms of ability. there's too much quality for me to let him go right now. But he's still walking on ice with me because of the injury situation. Caicedo is an obvious one. Cole Palmer. And I'm kind of blind faith in this because I ain't seen him play properly in the Prem yet. But I've always believed in the kid, Andre Santos.
Yep. Andre Santos.
I've got a lot of belief in
What do
Andre
you think of these
Santos.
what do you think of these recent reports where it's saying that Chelsea are going to decide end of the season what we do with it?
I don't believe it for a second, because I mean, this is a massive possibility unless we've been, compulsively lied to when we signed Andre Santos. They actually had a pathway for him that they have currently stuck to. Actually, they've stuck to his word, and he's one player where they rate him very highly at the club.
Yep.
And they know that he's going to become a key player in the club. So their focus on his development was perhaps a little bit more than a lot of the other loanees. Hence why in January, there was the debate of, do we call him back to Chelsea or do we keep him at Strasbourg? The decision was to keep him at Strasbourg because he's number one, he's their most important player. Number two, obviously, he's playing week in, week out. Number three, he's helping them fight for Europe. Do you know what I mean? That's something that's going to be basically, I don't know when the last time Strasbourg was in the Champions League. Like, can someone tell me? So that might even be a historical landmark for them. And that will just go to, and imagine what that would do for his development, for his confidence coming into a Chelsea club. Do you know what I mean? It allows him to exercise his leadership as well, a lot more in that team, because he's in a team full of young players that have currently a lot of new players in there, but he's the standout leader. So I think in terms of development for Andre Santos, that's one thing I'm going to say they got it right with him. They got it right with him. But if we're
100%.
looking at necessity for the squad, they got it wrong for necessity for the squad. But in terms of personal for the player, I think they've got it right with him. So I don't think they sell him. I highly doubt they sell him or even let him go and learn to Strasbourg. Highly doubt it.
That's the thing, though, man. Right now, what it is, man, like Andre Santos is an easy name for journalists to put out there to get more clicks on their thing, innit? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is right now, bro. Like for me, I don't see a world where they sell Santos. I'll be so real with you, bro. Even if we don't make Champions League, right? I can still see this guy being integrated into the team, right? Because if they sell him, Goonie, bro, yeah, that's just gonna be an absolute riot, bro. You know what I mean?
That would be outrageous if they sold him.
Of course, it'll be outrageous, bro. After the season man just had, you really see that these guys are on your neck. You don't make Champions League football, then you go sell Santos. Yeah, man. You're trying to start something. You're trying to start something serious. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just see this as well. Let's have a look here because I'm seeing people saying check price. They're saying hold on, Chelsea have spoken to the agent of Kim Min Jae. Yeah. What do you think about this, brother? He's straight butt ass, man. I'm not convinced by this guy, bro.
Why? Why, bruv?
Let me even see
the price tags with
40 foot Mercato. I mean, listen, I don't know who that is, but a lot of the time when these things happen, well, that's France, though, isn't it? That's not Germany. Media leader football in France. See, I don't know if to believe that, man. You know, there's gonna be a lot of people getting linked to us right now.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think of him? What do you think of this guy, man?
Not for me.
I wouldn't buy into people. Don't listen. This one thing about Chelsea fans, you don't need to realize, yeah. You don't need to react to everything you see online, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you don't need to
that as well, because it's easy to link us to players as well. You got to remember, because we're a spending club. Do you know what I mean? According to the media, we're a high spending club. Well, facts we are, but so it's very easy to link us to players. So don't take certain things with a pinch of salt. But centre back for me, it's been a non-negotiable for me for about 4 seasons at the fact that we need to sign Bastoni 100%.
Bro, listen, I spoke to fucking Mo, Jess and that yesterday. They're telling me, bro, trying to sign him is like trying to sign Mbappe, bro. It's not happening.
It's one of them, yeah.
I mean,
It's Italian, isn't it? Them man there don't like to leave Italy.
Yeah, bro. And Mo's an Italian Inter Milan fan himself. He was telling me this, bro.
Yeah. Oh, you're
Let's
talking
finish,
about Judge Mo. Yeah,
Judge
yeah.
Mo, Judge Mo. Yeah.
Big
Let's
up
finish up on
Judge
this,
Mo,
bro. Because
man.
I've got
I love that brother. That's a good brother, you know, Judge Mo.
man like Mo.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
he's a funny guy. He's a
Yeah.
funny guy, man. But let's finish up on this because I've actually got straight facts in a bit, people. But this is what Maresca said yesterday, right? And this is something that I spoke about on Blue Diaries as well, yeah. So can you achieve top 5 target if Nicholas and Cole don't start scoring? That's what he was asked. He said no. It's as simple as that, right?
Facts.
Is it? No, I asked him, is it simple as that? He said yes, right?
Facts.
And this is something that I've spoken about myself, bro. Because right now, whether people want to rate our defense or not, I know against Ipswich, it was clownery at the back and that. But bro, football is a defensive game and it's an attacking
game. Yeah, the attackers still have to do their job for real.
They still have to do their job, bro. And right now, I'm looking at Cole Palmer because a lot of people are saying Cole Palmer, you know, this season it's mainly been on Maresca. When you actually break down these underlying metrics and what I'm watching right now, bro. So this was Cole Palmer last season, right? He created 17 big chances. He missed only 7. Cole Palmer this season, he's created 20, right? And that's even before the end of the season. Still got 6 more games to go. He's created more big chances already. And we've spoken about it many times on this channel where I've said, yo, Palmer should have even more assists, but guys like Jackson keep letting him down.
Exactly. There's nuance to this. And I said, I agree with you because I've said this before. I said, look, yeah, Palmer's not playing to his best. He is out of form, but I think he's being blown out of context. I'm saying like there's opportunities that he's creating that we're just not finishing.
100%. And at the same time, there's chances that he's missing, bro. Last season, he only missed 7 big chances. This season, he's missed double, bro. That means he's getting in good positions to score, but he is not being clinical. And once again, people, like I always say to you lot, you don't like to try and get onto me about my stats. I never use stats first. I use stats secondary, bro, to back up what my eyes are showing me, right? And when I've been telling people, yo, Palmer this season has not been clinical, when people are saying, oh, it's because he's in the left half space, he's not in the right. Brother, I've seen him playing in the right half space as well as
he's still not doing his job,
and he's still not doing his job. So I'm not hearing that, bro. If he was firing in the right and then I'm seeing man not playing well in the left consistently, I would hear it. But I'm seeing man missing in every position, bro. Right? I think I showed you his last 20 shots, yeah. Bro, most of the shots are him coming from the right onto it centrally, bro, on his left foot. So when man are telling me, oh, it's because in the left half space, I'm like, bro, do you watch the games and do you see where Palmer takes up most of his positions, bro? He's everywhere. He rolls everywhere, bro. You know what I mean? Can you hear me? You there? You there, blood?
Yo, do you lot still see me? Or hear me?
I can see you. I can see you, yeah? You there, Goonie?
The hell?
What's going on, bro? Wait. Come back in.
Yo.
We can hear you, bro. What's going on, bruv? The chat can hear you, bro. Wait, let me message you in the chat. We can hear and we can see you, bro. I don't know what's going on with Goonies connection, people, man. But let's see, bruv. Yeah, and then look, you got people like Alex as well. People like this, yeah. You say which space does it score from easier, bro? I hear your point. Me and you went back and forth. I think it was you that I went back and forth with on Twitter. I hear it, bro. From the right hand side, if you're left-footed, cool, it's easier to cut in and use your left foot. I hear all of that, bro. Right? But the point that I'm making is, even when Palmer starts in the left half space, he still drifts to the right in a lot of games and lets off shots from that same angle when he's usually starting on the right. Yeah. So this way you got to hold this guy accountable, bro. He's not scoring. He's not being clinical in both positions on the pitch, left or right. You know what I mean? Left or right, bro. That's just the facts of it, bro. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it was you. Yeah, I remember. I think I recognize your picture there, man. But yeah, there's a lot of people right now. Obviously, Goody will come back in a second. A lot of people right now that are just failing to hold Palmer to any sort of accountability at the minute. Goody, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So I don't know what happened there.
I don't know what was happening, bro. Yeah, but yeah, I was basically saying that this season, you know, he's missed basically double the big chances there. And if you actually deep it as well, people, this season we have not won as many penalties, right? And a big reason why, as much as I didn't want this guy at the club anymore, Raheem Sterling, bro, he was good in the box at winning penalties, bro. Right? I'm pretty sure Mudryk won us 1 or 2 in the season as well, right? And Palmer obviously scored a lot of them, so that was adding to his goals last season as well. You know what I mean? This season he's only taken 4 penalties and he's missed one of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's be real, bro. Let's be real. Like, Palmer right now, yes, you know, we prefer him in the right half space. That's all good and that's all good. But for me, his season is 80% on him. 80% on him, bro. Right? He's not taking his chances right now.
But it shouldn't be like that. This is this is uh this is negligence from the sporting directors because it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be relying on a player who's had, I don't know, maybe second, third season in the Premier League, second season in the Premier League, carrying this team week in, week out. Shouldn't be like that. There should be enough quality around that attack where we can spread the responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you ruin players, man. It's how you
Look at
burn
this.
out players mentally,
Look at this, bro.
physically.
Look, most shots without scoring in the Prem since 15th of January. 39 shots. He's had 39 shots, bro. Right? The next person on that list is Savinho. And look how many times we banter Lee in the group chat, yeah, Goonie. Well, I always banter Lee about Savinho because I like Savinho as a player. I think he can be a good player. But his finishing is so bad, bro. Right? And he gets in positions to score where you're like, yo, how the fuck have you not scored that? And it's the exact same thing as Palmer, bro. I can think of his chance against Aston Villa to win that game. We could have won that game if man took his chance against Martinez, right? Bare chances against Southampton. Man came on, kept fluffing it, bro. Yeah? Couple chances against Leicester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been bare games, bro. I'm trying to think. You probably have a few examples this season where man's been missing and you're like, what the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying? So, bro, like...
he's taking... He's you can see as well, he's... at times, he's overly desperate to score because he's just taking shots that don't make sense, skying them over the bar or whatever. Or maybe it's frustration that the other players around. Yo, yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I'm back. My connection fucked up a little bit, man. My connection fucked up a little bit. But,
saying maybe it's also maybe like some of these shots that he's taking is out of frustration, you know, that others ain't taking shots. They're consistently trying to walk it in the goal or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, but then I can't defend him because those are things that he needs to learn. He needs to learn how to deal with that frustration. He needs to learn how to overcome, you know, bad form because bad form happens to the majority of players, and it's a psychological thing. And you know how, you know, I never played at that level, but you know what worked for us was, you know, focus on your basic things and just do them correct. You know, something as simple as just having to connect your 5 yard passes and just, you know, get into the right movement, progressing the ball and so on and so forth. You do these things and make sure you just remember your foundations, do those correctly, and the rest will come, the rest will build. But everybody's different. Obviously, one rule doesn't apply to everybody, but there needs to be some kind of solution there. But at the same time, we have to be careful to not put, you know, too much responsibility on Cole Palmer because it is a team game as well. You know, there's other players that do need to step up. In a realistic world, you know, if we had better quality around him, we'd be able to say, all right, Cole's not really in form now, but you know, maybe Elise can take the reins for a couple of weeks until Cole discovers his feet. Do you know what I mean?
You see, but this is what I'm saying though. Look, he's saying exactly, man. Some of the shots Palmer's taking makes no sense out of frustration and they get counted in the stats. But bro, why are you not holding him accountable for his decision making then?
He needs to be held accountable. That's why I said.
What I'm talking about.
That's why I said just now, like, you know, he needs to learn how to deal with the frustration. And you know, one of the silver linings in this cloud is the fact that, you know, Cole Palmer is only what 22, 23, 21. So there's still a lot of mental growth that needs to be done.
Bro, if you're frustrated right now, yeah, you walk in the street and go slap someone in the face, yeah, are you just gonna get away with it because you're frustrated? It don't work like that. Life don't work like that, bro.
You gotta, yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to hold man accountable. Like, I hear you're getting frustrated and that, but brother, you're trying too hard at times. There's been many games this season where I'm like, yo, I don't even like him keeping up top, Goonie, yeah. But bro, man's legit in a position to get the ball from Palmer, and Palmer just ignores it. Yeah. I remember he came on the other day in the Conference League. Yeah, there was a youth that came on at right wing. The guy was in so much space, he's calling for the ball. Palmer decides to shoot himself. Yeah. And then people would tell me, oh, it's Maresca. Come on, bro. This guy's decision making has not been good. And the reason why I'm even more harsh on him is because one of the things that I spoke about when we signed Cole Palmer, because I was one of the guys that was being called delusional. He ain't gonna do nothing at your club. He ain't gonna cook, bro. Like I was saying, this guy's a baller, right? And one of the things I said is for his age, for a 21-year-old, he is so decisive. his decision making is beyond his years, right? But this season, bro, his decision making has not been at his standard. It
Been
has not been at
atrocious.
his standard. It's not been good. It's not been good, and that's what I'm saying. You have to hold this guy accountable as well, bro. It's not always the
100%.
manager, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
100%. And players do, and that's the thing is you can never run away from that. Players do need to take responsibility for their performances. 100%. Can't run away from
100%, bro.
it at all.
100%, man. But listen, how are you feeling going into the game on Sunday, man? Just to finish off, I'm
I'm
actually
not
gonna be
confident.
there.
I'm not confident going into any game. I've been saying this since Manchester United in November when we didn't beat Manchester United. That's when I said there's no game I'm confident in going into anymore. There's none.
Bro, you know what's so funny about this as well, yeah? Man try to call me Ty, they'll try to call me Ty, they'll try to call me delusional on that, yeah? I'm the same guy that was trying to get convinced. These guys were trying to convince me on Blue Diaries, we're going to beat Spurs. It's just Spurs. And I'm like, brother, Spurs are shit, but I do not have confidence in this team. Fair enough, Jackson and Palmer are back, but let's not act like they were on good form. We played better with them, but these guys were not on good form before they got injured and whatnot. You know what I mean? So right now, Goonie, I'll be real. I am not confident in this team. I'm really, really not confident in this team, bro. And the main reason why, yeah, isn't even because of Maresca. It's mainly because of our finishing. I'll be so real. That's the main reason why we are lacking goals in this team right now, bro. That's what it is for me. That's what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? But listen, let's finish up there anyway, man, people, because I've got straight facts now. What are you saying, Goonie, man? What's going on with the YouTube, bro? You're just not active on there no more.
Nah, as of now, I've got too much responsibility outside, bro. I barely got time to shave. Look, the beard's going mad. You get me?
I
This
hear it,
is
man. I hear it.
engineering life, man. Trust me.
Yeah,
When I'm
life gets.
home, yeah, bruv, I'm telling you, like the days are some days are mad. When I get home, I'm tired, and then I still gotta throw the gym in there and all that. So like, but listen, soon come, man. I mean, I'm doing features and that for now, but in terms of bringing up the channel again, I can't. I don't want to make any promises. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear it, man. I hear it. Well, listen, well, I'll try to get Goonie back on next week anyway, people. Like I said, if you're active right now, go watch us on Straight Facts. In fact, let me even redirect to Straight Facts right now, man. Hold on, man. Let us know, man. Before we finish up, people, just let us know if you wanna ask us any questions about anything. I think there was a question that came in earlier.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Okay, look, even for example, like the CFC gamer says, we need to sign a top striker. Look at these dangerous crosses Neto is whipping in every game. Osimhen and Gokeres would eat those chances, and that's something else.
Especially Osimhen.
You know what I mean? Some of these guys, I haven't been overly convinced by them, like Neto and that. But when I'm looking at their skill set, we're not maximizing them, bro. We're honestly not maximizing this team. We're not maximizing Cole Palmer. Like, imagine if you put Cole Palmer in a team right now, yeah, with Gokeres in front of him, bro. Or even if you play Cole Palmer for Barcelona right now with fucking Yamal and these man in front of him, he's gonna have like 20 assists.
Different story, yeah. You know what I mean?
He's gonna have like 20 assists, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what you got to look at as well, people. And that's why for me, I'm like, I've just got more patience than others. I'll be so real. Like, many people wanted Poch out last year, August, September. The same people that are like trying to do the revisionism on Poch are the same ones that wanted man out in September, Goonie, last year, bro. These people have forgotten, you know. They've actually forgotten. Bro. You know what I mean? Bro, I can't even find a little bit to fucking redirect, bro. Let me even. Yeah, fuck it. You know what?
But where it's at now, I don't know. I'm finding myself every season hoping for change in the summer and change for the positive. You know what I mean? Something, a big statement move in terms of going in the right direction. And until they get rid of the sporting directors and that philosophy that they're forcing our club to implement, I don't. I don't know what else to really suggest. I don't know.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. It's on them. It's on them now to put that confidence back into us. You know what I mean? You can only get confidence. You can only, really feel confident about something when you can see them doing the right things, bro. What winger do you think they're going to sign as well? What left winger? Like, have you got? Do you have any feelings about a particular winger? Like,
But honestly, the first thing I say, I hope they do not go for Bino Gittins. Please don't go for him right now. I think they will go for a winger. I don't know who. Apparently, there's interest in Nico Williams. Will he comes with our Champions League? I doubt it. I don't know. I got no idea who else they're looking at. The dream for me, would be right now would be going to PSG or someone like that and just say,
Cola.
Barcola or Due, which one? We'll decide whichever. Give me one of those two players.
We'll speak about that more next week, man. But listen, people.
Take that comment down. That's a disgrace. Thank you.
But listen, people, man. Listen, go straight to Straight Facts now. I've redirected the video to Straight Facts. I put a little Don Raid in there as well, people. But yeah, I'll try to get Goonie on next week, man. But in a bit, people. Bless. Love.
Bless up.